Good day, folks. Welcome back to Ed's Garage at Merton Hyundai. Today we're looking at the 2021 Santa Fe Preferred Trend model. So this is the non-hybrid. So keep in mind, if you're considering the hybrid, everything in this video will be the same on the hybrid with the exception of the wheels. They're a little different, and obviously the hybrid has the hybrid drivetrain and the hybrid transmission. Or at least the transmission that's packaged with the hybrid, a 6-speed automatic. Now this one, of course, is packaged with a 2.5 liter multi-port injected and gas direct injection, which looks like this. Of course, you see the GDI words there, or the lettering there for the gas direct injection. And then right here you can see Smart Stream technology. So basically what that means, guys, is that you get multi-port injection for a nice clean valve train assembly, reduces carbon buildup, but the direct injection actually helps for fuel efficiency by injecting gas directly into the cylinders. So a nice clean burn and better fuel efficiency, and a little bit of extra power. So 191 horsepower and 181 foot-pounds of torque out of this 2.5 liter. All right, and while we're looking under the hood here, I want to point out you do have struts that hold up the hood, which is kind of nice. You don't have that peg that you got to put up. It's actually an insulated hood. You can see the insulation along the bottom of the hood here. That's to reduce road noise. You've also, and engine noise, of course. You've also got insulation along the back there as well, so also to help reduce engine and road noise. And even some protective covering along the sides here. You'll notice a lot of cars, they don't give you that. That's just kind of bare steel. This actually has a little bit of protection there as well. That also helps to reduce noise. And as a matter of fact, makes it a little nicer to work on because you're not leaning on like bare metal, whatnot. Speaking of working on it, nice open space around the outside of the engine. Lots of room to get your hands down in if you're a mechanic doing basic maintenance or repairs. Lots of space there. So these actually do have a very low cost of ownership. And for safety, you can see we've got a breakaway motor mount here. So in the event of a forward collision, this is a top safety pick, but that engine will actually drop down, getting out of the way so that it doesn't end up inside the cabin. Speaking of forward collision, you do also have in the window there the little camera for the autonomous emergency braking system, and of course lane keep assist is all part of that as well. There's even a radar in the front which helps for the autonomous braking and the adaptive cruise control that this vehicle has. So you can see the radar right there. So all of that together makes this a very, very safe vehicle. Lane keep assist and highway follow assist as well on this vehicle. And on the front you can see we've got really nice LED headlights and high beams. So they are a reflective light, but they are LED. You also got the LED daytime running light in the shape of a T. That looks pretty cool. Really nice bold grille on this. You've also got the air curtain pass-through, which creates a curtain of air over the wheels to reduce the Venturi effect and increase the aerodynamic efficiency of the vehicle. On the Preferred and the Preferred Trend model, you do get these. They are 18-inch aluminum alloy wheels wrapped in Kumho Kruger tires. So pretty handsome looking alloy wheel. You know, it's not ugly. It's not a hubcap either, so that's kind of nice. We got the side marker lights on the mirrors as well as blind spot monitoring in the mirrors. So of course, if there's a car in your blind spot, not only can they see your intentions with that, but you can also see that they're there with the blind spot monitoring system. Now, this one also has blind view assist. So if you have a vehicle in your blind spot and you put your turn signal on and you ignore the warning, as you start to move over to that side, it'll actually brake the opposite side's wheels to kind of tug you back into your lane. All right, having a look at the trunk space in the Santa Fe. So over 1,000 liters of space behind the rear seats, over 2,000 liters of space with the seats folded down, which is really easy to do. You simply press these buttons to fold the seat down, and there it goes, really easy. Underneath the floor, you've got a storage organizer there, great for groceries and whatnot, and you can actually pull this out completely as well if you need some extra room. A little bit more storage under here, and of course there's your jack. There is a spare tire underneath on this particular trim level. On the hybrids you would get a tire repair kit, but of course on the Trend and the Preferred and the base model, you still get the spare tire underneath. On the back of the Santa Fe, obviously some changes over the last year model. Tail lights look a little bit different. You also got this red strip of lighting going along the back. Now it's not lighting on this one, it's lighting on the higher trim levels. So right now the headlights are on, which means our daytime running lights in the back are on. You can see they are an LED light. Nothing in here though, that's just a reflector. On the higher trims, that lights up. All right, so jumping into the back seat, a couple of nice things about this back seat. It's got a ton of room. As you can see, I've got lots of headroom. I'm 6'2". I'm not long in the torso or the leg, so very, very comfortable place to be. I do have a center cup holder armrest here, and it's actually a cushioned armrest. It's very, very comfortable. Now, unlike most manufacturers, this seat actually has multiple positions for recline, not just one or two. So right now the seat's locked up in its most upright position, but as you can see, I can stop it as I recline a lot of different places. As a matter of fact, it goes all the way to there, and on a long drive, this will be very, very comfortable. Now I can also stretch out my legs quite a bit as well because this has got great leg room. You can see tons of space between my knees and the chair, and this chair is way back right now. Speaking of the seat, it's actually got a plastic back here, so if you do have kids kicking in the back of the seat, it's not going to be a big deal because it's solid. You got a seat back pocket on the passenger side, 2 USB ports down here, and controls over the rear vents. Now what's also nice for the rear seat passengers is the retractable sunshade. So if you want to put that up or down, it retracts into the door. That's a luxury touch. All right, so before I jump into the driver's seat, I want to point out you do have an 8-way power adjustable driver's seat. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And guess what? On this one, you also have a 6-way power adjustable passenger seat with adjustable height and tilt. So very, very comfortable front seats for both the driver and the passenger. All right, starting on the left here, we do have a power e-brake. Now what's cool about this power e-brake is that not only is it power, it's automatic. So if you forget to turn it on and you're on a hill, it'll actually engage the e-brake for you automatically. If you forget to take the e-brake off, not a problem. As long as your seatbelt is on, you press the D for drive, it'll disengage the e-brake as well the second you touch the gas. So pretty smart technology. Also on the left-hand side here, sorry about the sun glare, you can see we have the lane keep assist button beside the dimmer switch and the traction and stability control. The lane keep assist, basically it's going to do its absolute best to keep you on the road in the lane when you're going over 64 kilometers an hour. So it's also got lane follow assist as well. Now that lane follow assist is actually for lower speeds, which does a pretty good job keeping you in the lines, even at speeds as low as 5-10 kilometers an hour. Now keep in mind, it's not an autonomous vehicle, but it's still going to do a pretty good job keeping you safe when you're looking down at the console or at the stereo or looking back at the kids in the rear view mirror. All right, so moving along to the rest of the controls on the steering wheel, of course you've got your obligatory voice recognition button, your mode button to switch between where music's coming from, answer, hang-ups. These are all your multimedia controls here. Now the voice recognition button, you'll notice, doesn't actually work unless you have a phone connected to Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, which I'll talk about in a bit. On the right-hand side, you've got your controls for your center computer. So your trip computer here, of course, as you can see, we've got a lot of different settings in here. Lane follow assist information, attention level, which actually monitors how drowsy you are on the road based on your input to the steering wheel and based on how long you've been on the road for. If it thinks that you're getting drowsy, it'll actually give you a reminder to take a break. Kind of cool. Over one, we have the trip computer where you've got the auto start stop timer, your digital speedometer, which you can very quickly and easily change into miles. All you got to do to change it into miles is just hold the OK button on the steering wheel for a second, for a few seconds, and it switches over. Pretty cool, pretty easy to switch over. Then of course you got your user settings as well, and your tire pressure monitor system, and your all-wheel drive info screen. That's pretty cool because that will actually tell you where power is going to each wheel. Now what's really nice about the all-wheel drive system is that it's a predictive system. It was designed and engineered by Magna International right here in Canada years ago, when of course it's developing every year. So this is a predictive system which will put power to the rear wheels under any sort of acceleration to avoid the front slipping. So if you've ever been in a vehicle with all-wheel drive in the snow, or let's say a little bit of gravel on the road or some water on the road, and you floor it, and you start to accelerate a little bit quicker, and you notice the front wheel slip, and then all of a sudden it catches and puts power to the rear. This doesn't do that. This one will put power to the rear wheels right away, and that way you're not going to have that clunk, that, you know, extra stress on the driveline. It's going to put power to the rear right away, get you moving, and then slowly taper off to a front wheel drive vehicle to save fuel. Pretty cool. All right, the rest of the buttons on the steering wheel are for the cruise control, which is adaptive. So this button right here can actually adjust the distance that you're following the car in front of you. And then this one here is for the lane follow guidance system, so the lane follow assist. Now the lane follow assist and the lane keep assist can all be adjusted in the computer over here as well. You can actually change the aggressiveness of the lane keep assist in the user settings. On the back of the steering wheel, you can see we've got a positive paddle and a negative paddle. That of course is for shifting gears manually. And then moving down to the center console, you can see we've got a cup holder that's currently visible, a slot for your phone, and then another cup holder underneath the covered section beside the USB port, which can be used for Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, or playing music from an MP3 device, or rather a USB flash drive device. Center console, quite large, lots of storage, got a little mini cubby there as well, but you can see it goes down quite far. My hand's almost completely dark down at the bottom there. And then we have further up on the console, we have the shift-by-wire transmission. I'm going to show you why I like this system. So let's say your seatbelt's on, you're in drive, you're driving along. All right, I'm going to move to the other side of this parking lot here. So you're driving along and you're like, oh, I forgot something. I got to get out of the car for whatever reason. So I take my seatbelt off. I'm not putting it into park, okay? You can see here, first of all, the car is freaking out. It's like, why did you take your seatbelt off? But watch what happens when I open the door. So again, my hand's right here. We're still in drive. I have not taken it out of drive. You can see the D on the instrument cluster there. I'm going to go ahead and open the door, and it's in park. So without pressing the park button, it actually automatically switched the vehicle into park. So when I take my foot off the brake, we're not moving. A nice safety feature, something that a lot of people don't really think about or consider, but a good feature to have nonetheless. All right, to the right of the transmission controls, we have some buttons here as well, of course. Now we've got the heated seat buttons for the passenger and the driver, heated steering wheel, so it is a 360-degree heated steering wheel, really nice in the winter. The auto hold button, which of course just holds the vehicle in place, doesn't let it go forwards or backwards when you take your foot off the brake. The auto start stop system, so if you don't like auto start stop, you can turn that off simply by pressing that button there. You have a camera button here, which allows you to turn on the backup camera at any time. And well, almost any time, as long as you're going 10 kilometers an hour or less. You have the backup sensors, which you can enable and disable, hill descent assist, and then of course our drive and terrain modes. And now this one has Comfort, Sport, Smart, Snow, Mud, and Sand. Now what those essentially do, Comfort mode will loosen up the steering wheel. It'll make the vehicle a little bit more lackadaisical in its acceleration. Takes away a little bit of that edginess of the drive, so it's a comfortable drive. The Sport mode does the exact opposite, prepares the vehicle for acceleration by trying to keep you in a lower gear for a longer period of time, and it tightens up the steering wheel as well. Normal mode, Smart mode, basically looks at how you're driving the vehicle and adjusts accordingly. So if you're driving it in a spirited manner, it'll kind of automatically put you into a dynamic sport drive mode, and vice versa, will automatically put you into an economical comfort mode. As far as the terrain modes, I'll show you what happens on the screen here. You can actually change them as well. So you got mud. Sorry, there's some glare in the screen there. So you've got snow, mud, and sand. So the snow, mud, and sand mode, basically what that's going to do is just adjust the all-wheel drive system, the traction control, stability control, accordingly to those different terrains to make them just that much better. It's able to lock the center differential as well. Not a lot of companies give you a locking center differential on a typical family SUV, so that's a nice touch. Moving up, we have the climate control system here. Now the climate control, there's nothing too exciting and different about this, with the exception of the fact that your auto setting can be adjusted in 3 different places. So you can put it onto a more aggressive automatic system, a medium, or a light. So that's kind of a nice beneficial feature to have if you don't like the fan noise. For instance, while I'm making this video, I'm trying to keep it in the lowest setting. There's a climate button here that allows you to see what's going on with the climate system on the big screen here, which is kind of nice. So as I adjust the temperature, you can see right there on the screen. There's the passenger side. Of course, they were synchronized a moment ago. So also the auto and AC currently are enabled, so it shows that up on the screen as well. Now we're going to skip the screen for now and go up to the mirror. It is an auto dimming rear view mirror. There are 3 buttons underneath here for home link, so for garage doors and gates. And of course you have your console up here. Now these are LED lights, which is a nice touch as well. And your controls for your huge, largest in class panoramic sunroof. Check that out. Look at how much space there is and how far back it goes. Now, of course, the glass opens up as well, but that's just the sunshade. You can put that anywhere you want. Same goes for the glass. You can stop it at any way or any part along its track. Now, this vehicle is also equipped with BlueLink. So you've got the 2 buttons up here for BlueLink. So call for remote roadside assistance, call for emergency assistance. And then also you can remotely start the car from your cell phone, lock the doors, unlock the doors, that sort of thing. Last but not least, the screen. Now the screen is an 8-inch touchscreen. It's non-polarized, so if you're wearing polarized sunglasses, you can very easily see what's on the screen, which is kind of a nice touch. This one does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but guess what, guys? It's wireless. That's right. When you get into the vehicle, it'll recognize your phone. It'll connect to Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. You don't need to plug your phone in or anything like that. Obviously, you get to set it up the first time, but every time subsequently, it'll come up automatically. Nice touch. Not every company is doing wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. As a matter of fact, Hyundai is one of the first, so really nice touch there. Easy to use screen, good responsiveness. You've got quiet mode here, so if you got kids sleeping in the back, you can actually press the quiet mode. It'll reduce the volume level in the front, and it'll also decrease the rear even further down to, I think it actually turns off the rear speakers, yeah. Yeah, it's only played in the front seats. All volume levels above 7 will be decreased to level 7, so all of that happens automatically when you enable quiet mode. Of course, it does have an on-screen user manual, which is kind of cool. And then, of course, the typical stereo. In the stereo, you'll notice all of the presets are on the left-hand side, whether they're AM, FM, or Sirius XM satellite radio. You'd also have HD radio, so you get radio information, information about the songs that are playing, and a little bit better signal as well. Now, of course, every Hyundai comes with a 5-year, 100,000 limited comprehensive coverage warranty, 5 years of roadside assistance. Now, we're talking Canada. Obviously, in the States, things are a little bit different. But yeah, great coverage on the warranty, great roadside assistance, and 3 years of that Blue Link for free as well. 3 months of satellite radio. So a lot of nice free perks right off the get-go. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to comment below. If you like this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and click the bell icon to see future videos. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.